Welcome back to Off the Page with Keira. It is transition night, transitioning from full-time mom to full-time CEO. And this night is really important. My transition nights are extremely important, and so I don't work on these nights. And I actually went to 3 hours of dance class tonight. It was so great. Oh my gosh, I love to dance. And I actually, as much as I grew up in ballet and I grew up in contemporary, and that is my deepest love is contemporary, salsa and bachata wakes up a joy. It wakes up this giggle that is deep inside of me, and this giggle just blooms. It's just oh, it just comes out every time I'm dancing bachata and salsa. So I danced for 3 hours this evening, and I got invited to be on the bachata team. I have no idea what that means, but I don't even care. I'm so excited. So I start bachata team tomorrow night, which is pretty exciting because normally I just work 17-hour days when I don't have kids. So I'm going to break it up a little bit. We're going to throw some bachata in, and I think it's going to be really good. Also just brings me into the greatest place of joy. So we're going to talk about dance tonight. Are you ready? So let's talk about dance, shall we? There's so much I could talk about dance because I've been dancing since I was 10, and dance has just been a massive part of my existence. And even though it went dormant for a few years, I've always danced, whether it's pliés at the kitchen bar in my kitchen. I remember late nights when littles were asleep and I'd be down doing dishes, and I would turn on Sarah McLachlan, or who was the other girl I always listened to? Sarah Bareilles. I'll always remember. Oh, there's this one time we lived in this beautiful house way back when we lived in Arizona, and this huge kitchen and this massive kitchen counter. It was white marble. It was so magical. And maybe, it was one of those really, beautiful stones. And I remember one night I was dancing after I put all the kids to bed, and that song came on, She Used to Be Mine by Sarah Bareilles. And I remember I was doing pliés at the kitchen counter, and then I started moving, and then I was listening to these words where she just is saying she used to be mine, talking about herself. And I remember falling to the ground, weeping, because I was like, what happened to me? Where am I? I used to be full of fire and passion and joy, and now I'm just nothing. I had no dreams left. I had no passion left. I had nothing that you see now. It was all gone. And that was when I started to begin to really pray. God, could you wake up my passion again, my light, my happiness, my joy? And that was in 2017. And dance has always been the thing that's brought me back to myself. It's always been the thing that, even as a child, I was going through a lot of abuse as a child. And dance was my way to escape it. But it wasn't escaping. It was it was the way that I processed the abuse that I was going through. It was the way that I allowed myself to feel safe in my body. So dance has found its way into all the crevices of my life. When I was 18, I moved from Gilbert, Arizona to Chicago. Just a little Mormon girl. Never lived on my own. Didn't know anyone else who, I just grew up in such a sheltered Mormon community, and then I just went to Chicago and no one even knew what a Mormon was. And I I danced in Chicago. I danced all day. I studied with River North and Hubbard Street, and it was just the greatest time of my life to just dance and dance and dance. And I worked at a little pizza place, and dance is just always has found me. And 2 years ago, I stopped salsa dancing, I stopped bachata dancing, I started traveling every 5 days for work. And that was needed, and it was important, and it built what I have. It built this beautiful company, it built this brand. But I also went through so much stress in the last 2 years. I gained 20 pounds. Oh gosh, it's just been a really intense time on my body. And last week when I started salsa dancing again, last Sunday, I woke up and God said, you need to go back to dance. And it woke up this joy in me that I haven't felt in a while. And so tonight, because I'm an extremist, as I'm sure you can tell, I'm an extremist. And so instead of just like one dance class tonight, I went to 3 hours of dance. And then when they were like, we would like you to join our bachata team, I was like, yes. And now I'm going to go semi-pro. But for reals, I plan on competing because why not? It just feels right. It feels a little bit like a do-over, which is strange. But when I was 19 and I was 18, I was dancing in Chicago. I danced for 4 months, and my boyfriend came and proposed to me, and I said yes, and I came home. And I will never regret, never in a million worlds, I would never regret marrying my then husband, because it was part of the path. And that marriage was hard, and it made me become who I am. But that marriage was beautiful, and it gave me 5 extraordinary children. And I didn't complete the life cycle with dance. Like, I was supposed to do something with dance, and who knew that at 43, I think it's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna chase my dance dreams. Because why the hell not, right? So I'm pretty excited. And tonight, it was like really powerful. I hadn't danced in almost 2 years, and I was different tonight. And it wasn't because I've been more trained. It wasn't because I'm more athletic. I'm 20 pounds heavier, and I haven't done any salsa or bachata in almost 2 years. And I was better tonight. And I was wondering why. Why was I was like so grounded when I was dancing. And before, when I, almost 2 years ago when I was dancing, there was always like this like flitty. I don't know if that's an energy, if that's a word, but it was like this, like I wasn't fully grounded, and I wasn't fully strong in my movements. It was like a lot of spinny energy and a lot of, I mean, I could do it, but it was like way up here. And like tonight when I danced, I was like, shkunk. Like I was like in it. And like my steps were so clear, and my spins were so tight. And I left, and I was like, why? And then I just like realized, because I know who I am now. Or like 2 years ago, I didn't know what was up and what was down, and I didn't even know what kind of music I liked after my marriage. I didn't even know. There's so many things I didn't even know I liked, because I'd been married since I was 19. Like, we had just kind of meshed, and I fucking know who I am now. And I felt that in my dancing tonight, and I was like, it was such a witness for me, and it felt so damn good. So sometimes I think we need these moments. We need these moments to remember how far we've come. We need these moments to witness, to really witness. And it was a witnessing tonight, and also a claiming that I'm going to compete in salsa and bachata. That I'm so excited. I have no idea what that requires. I have no idea how long that's going to take. And I am like totally fine. But I cannot wait to have the sequin dresses. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. And I cannot wait to compete. I don't even know if this is possible. But I feel like everything is possible. So sure. It's going to be possible. And I can't wait to put this video on YouTube. Okay? But really, tonight my heart is grateful. I'm so grateful. I had a beautiful week with my children. And I have a very big week ahead. I have 5 people coming to Boise this week to write their books, which is like my favorite thing. And I have a lot of work to do this week. I have so much to do. And I love it. And so it's going to be great. And I get to be on the bachata team tomorrow. So winning. All right. I'm going to bed. I hope you sleep well. I will see you tomorrow.